Won't you come over? Dying to know where you came from. We're breaking open. Feel like our future's just begun.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the Winter 2025 WIHSEA Varsity Week 6 doubleheader stream. I am your fellow WIHSEA commentator, Andrew Sr. Pleased to be joining you on today's stream. We have Madison West 4-4 taking on Slinger 6-3, and later we have Barron versus Little Wolf, a couple of 9-1 teams out of Division 3. But first, we will take a look at Madison West versus Slinger. So on the table for today's stream, first I mentioned Slinger Owls versus the Madison West Regent Lions. So starting with the Slinger Owls, who are in Division 1. Starting lineup consists of Drone Ennui, Jacob Chicken, and Robo Kingdom. Robo Kingdom is going to be a substitute for Slinger today, their third starter out for today's game. Drone Ennui is a Grand Champion 1. Jacob Chicken is a Champion 1, and do not have a rank listed for Robo Kingdom. In Winter 2024, the Slinger Owls went 5-1 overall, 16-6 game record. They finished third place in Division 1's Group A conference, so a solid resume for last season. In the playoffs, Division 1 that is, they earned the 8th overall seed. However, they fell short to number 9 seeded Rural Virtual Academy in a close 3-2 matchup. They ended up finishing top 16 in Division 1's Winter 2024 playoffs. Obviously, a lot more meat on the bone that Slinger wanted to consume during that playoff run, but unfortunately for them, Rural Virtual Academy, just a tall task for them. Could not overcome them. But we fast forward to this season, Winter 2025. They're 6-3 overall already, thanks to the new doubleheader format. 23-8 game record. They're tied for 7th place in the Division 1 rankings. And week 1, match 1 and 2, they lost to Case Walden 3-0. They lost to Rural Virtual Academy 3-2. So again, a nice competitive matchup for them. However, they just were not able to pull it together against Rural Virtual Academy once again. So that might be a storyline going into the playoffs if they do end up qualifying. In week 2, they got wins over Brookfield Central and West De Pere 3-2. Another gutsy win for them. Week 3, wins against Appleton North and Stevens-Point, a clean sweep. Week 4, their match against WIHSEA West is still rescheduled. As of now, it should be happening today, actually. Win versus Eau Claire North. And week 5, last week, they had a loss to WIHSEA West and a win against Green Bay Southwest. Slinger Owl fun facts, approximately 1,054 students in a 18.5 student-teacher ratio. Their mission and vision statement is to educate all children, preparing them for college, graduating early, high-quality learners, and continuing to build on history with passion, hard work, and integrity. And famous alumni from Slinger Owls, if anybody knows, Paul Spaeth, an independent musician and composer. Spaeth attended Slinger High School from 1997 all the way to 2001. Released a CD, Cobalt Blue, that reached over 1.6 million downloads on mp3.com. Did not know that prior to researching, but that's a little fun fact for everybody who knows Paul Spaeth. And we move over to the Madison West Regent Lions, Division 1. Their starting lineup consists of Hydro Dude RL, who's a Grand Champion 1, Cheez-It 28, who's a Diamond 3, and Raha Dino, who's a Diamond 3. Sorry, it's a little glitched out on my end of the OBS. It's a little blurry, if you will. Winter 2025 season statistics. They are 4-4 overall, 18-12 game record, tied for 13th place in Division 1 rankings. And Madison West has dealt with, some forfeits coming their way and also reschedules. So their record might not show exactly how good they are as a team. That 13th place is definitely a little bit, demoralizing if you're a regular viewer popping in here. You're saying, oh, they're not that good. Well, they haven't played all of their games necessarily. So that is why that is the case. So week 1, they had a loss versus WIHSEA West, a forfeit. A win versus Bayport. Week 2, a loss against Sheboygan South and a forfeit win against Cedarburg. Week 3, a loss to Mukwonago 3-2. win versus Horlick. Week 4, they are still determining when they're going to play their match against Kimberly. However, they are going to play New Richmond later today at 5:30. Week 5, match 1, they defeated Appleton East 3-0, and match 2, they lost to Hartford Union 3-0. So these two teams have had their fair share of great games against superior competition, and they've just fallen a little bit short. So they're not total scrubs per se. They're just in the competitive medium, if you will, for Division 1. And Madison West WIHSEA accolade, more recently, fall 2023 Division 1 Smash Bros. Champions. They defeated Bayport in a series 3-0 in order to determine it on December 2nd, 2023. Madison West, fun facts, approximately 2,200 students and a 16.5 student-teacher ratio. Mission vision statements provide students the best opportunity to reach academic and social potential, be inclusive and student-centered, uplifting and valuing diverse identities. Very well said for that mission statement. And for Madison West, they have one of the most prestigious science Olympiad teams I think I've ever seen. So it's a nonprofit offering academic competition. Since 1985, Madison West has competed in science-related competition from 1989 to 1991. Madison's team finished top 10 in nationals. In 2012 and 2013, Madison West won the state tournament. From 1989 to 2019, Madison West has won 19 state titles, placed second 15 times, and were invited to the nationals 24 times. So, ladies and gentlemen, if that is not a legendary resume to you, I don't know what is, because I haven't seen anything quite like that for a Science Olympiad team ever. So, hats off to Madison West for having one of the most prestigious Science Olympiad teams I've ever seen on paper. And with those notes out of the way, we will be getting into the lobby shortly for our first matchup, Madison West versus the Slinger Owls, in a game that could shake up how the playoffs are going to be set up. Because at this point, Madison West being down to the 13th spot, you gotta imagine that this is a must-win game for them, as well as their matchup later today against New Richmond to keep their playoff hopes alive. And meanwhile, Slinger is in the middle of the pack in contention. So it's the top 16 for each division that makes the playoffs. So Madison West's gonna need to win out a few of their next 4 games in order to make it to the playoffs. And for Slinger, just keep doing what you're doing. Keep pace with the rest of Division 1 in that middle of the pack area. So we'll go ahead and send lobby information out to both of the schools, as we have our lovely overlay once again from our graphic designer, Harmony. Can't thank her enough for all she's done so far this season with giving us new overlays and also a new Be Right Back / starting soon screen that has turned into a Be Right Back screen, as we have kept the old starting soon screen. We'll also have advertisements to showcase during the break in between games. So if you're interested in looking at those, stay tuned for when the break occurs. And as we wait for our teams to join the lobby, quickly go over the division leaders for Divisions 1 and 3. So in Division 1 right now, currently Case Walden is 10-0. I think they're going to be too early. Okay. Now then, Case Walden 10-0 in Division 1 in first place, followed by WIHSEA West and RVA, who are both 9-1, tied for second place. Elkhorn and Hartford Union tied for fourth, with New Richmond all have 8 wins, and it's really tight in all of these conferences, as some of the teams have 7 wins, some of the other ones have 6, so it's very tightly knitted in Division 1. Some of the top teams, again, Case Walden, WIHSEA, West, RVA, Elkhorn, Hartford Union, New Richmond, Chippewa Falls, Slinger, who is tied for 7th place with Chippewa Falls. We did see last week on stream take down Mukwonago 3-0 in our historic triple header that featured 2 games that went all 5 in the best of 5, and that was between Whitefish Bay versus MSL and Fox Valley versus St. Croix that ended in a game of inches. I mean, St. Croix was so close to beating Fox Valley Lutheran. So even though the records show that Fox Valley did get the win there, St. Croix, you got to believe that they're going to make a deep playoff push once again because they want championship gold. They were so close to winning it in winter 2024, but fell short against Fox Valley. So that is the state of Division 1, led by Case Walden. We'll go ahead and look at Division 2 as well while we're waiting. St. Croix is currently first due to a bye that adds a point up in the Leaguespot standings. So even though Fox Valley does have the head-to-head, as of right now, St. Croix is listed as first with a 9-1 record, followed by Fox Valley Lutheran, who has a 9-1 record. Martin Luther, Whitefish Bay, Port Washington all have 8 wins respectively. They're in the top 5. Grafton 7-1, Wilmot 7-3, Wisconsin Lutheran 6-3, and Madison West has joined the lobby. So we are now ready for the first matchup of Week 6's doubleheader. We have Madison West versus Slinger. Madison West in the blue, Slinger in the red. And we shall see what this game brings to us. We going to start with the ball. He has full control. However, Hydro Dude is able to knock it away from him before he's able to do damage with the ball. We going to get a nice catch. Carry it around to the opposite side of the field. Trying to set it up for Robo Kingdom. He's upside down during this current moment. We'll see what Madison West can do. As Raha trying to put it in position for the Regent Lions. Not successful. Cheese at center. Going to be a little wide to the right of the net. Donaguido has full possession. Raha with a great 50. Cheese going to try to foul this one up. Try to keep it on the Owls' half here. Good save by Drone Ennui. Grand champion one of this team. Is that one going to fall through? No, it's not. Hydro Dude with the save. Drone Ennui with the exit demo. Artificer shot. No good. Same thing will happen to Drone Ennui. Hydro Dude with the save. About a minute into this one, minute and a half, and no goals yet. Hydro Dude with the demo on Drone Ennui. And we're just waiting to see who is going to make that play? Who's going to be the X factor to strike first blood here? Raha with the center. Cheese it going to miss it, though. Drone Ennui has full control of the ball. Jukes out Hydro Dude. However, Raha gets back in time for the save. That's exactly what the Regent Lions needed there. Raha looking to put a shot up. Not able to. Drone Ennui just desperately striving for that goal. He has been chomping at the bit since this game 1 began. Nice blocking by Drone Ennui. Hydro Dude with the center. Drone Ennui still in the vicinity, so Madison West wants to get any confirmed offensive pushes. They're going to have to take Drone Ennui out of the equation. We've seen a couple demos from each team so far. However, nothing to really set up an offensive push and obtain a goal in this one. It's been 0-0 for the better half of this game 1. Let's see what Hydro Dude can do, though. Not going to get it past Robo Kingdom. That one's streaking out for a center. Artificer, oh my goodness, what a flick on that shot, and Slinger strikes first blood. What a play for the Slinger Owls just when they needed it the most. 2 minutes to go here, and in games like this where it's close 0-0, that one goal is very, very important because whoever gets it can just control the clock, control the perimeter of the field as best as they can here, and Madison West has a little bit more pressure on their plate right now. Cheez-It trying to follow that one up, not able to. Raha, beautiful challenge. Cheez-It's going up. He'll hit it. We'll see what Hydra Dude can do. Hits it twice. Cheez-It, though, has to back out to get boost. There's a great center from Hydra Dude, however. Teammates just did not have enough boost. Oh, it's an open net, and they capitalize. Cheez-It goes for the opening, and it almost looked like Slinger was going to have a chance to recover, but no. Cheez-It wisely rotating back to the ball, putting it in for his team. 1-1, 1:15 to go in this game one. We going up for his center. Robo Kingdom in the vicinity, not able to put the ball where it needs to go. Raha, beautiful ground pinch, and it's in for the Regent Lions. The assist from Hydra Dude, and that was just an incredible shot. Thought maybe Raha pinched it off the ground, but no, he was able to just juggle it up in the air just long enough. Have a strong punt on the ball. Madison West taking their first lead in the game. Hydra Dude with a strong clear. Can't follow it up, though. We trying to put this in position, almost in, but Hydra Dude is there to make the clear. See what he can do. Trying to go for a flip reset, potentially. Not able to do it. Robo Kingdom making the play. Down the 20 seconds in this game one. We'll see if Slinger can tie this up at 2. Mere seconds ago, we gonna put that in center position. Artificer's up. Oh, and it's in. Oh my goodness. Wow. Almost at the buzzer with 1 second left. Slinger ties it up. Oh my goodness. I mean, even if it would have hit the ground and then went in, it would have had, well, I don't know. There's no telling if there would have been enough time for it to just gingerly roll in there, but a beautiful play. And Madison was trying to shut this down for overtime hits, and it's just not going to happen. Overtime for game one. Madison West versus Slinger. Cheez-It going up. Trying to put a move on Wii, who's been everywhere. An absolute ball hawk up to this point. Cheez-It gonna win a challenge. Gonna continue it. This is momentum. Madison West is gonna need. We thought maybe Slinger was gonna have a more dominant showing towards the end of that game one, and you know, Madison West just comes back and forces overtime. Really is anybody's game here. Hydra Drew gonna pop that one up for Cheez-It. He's not gonna be able to read it cleanly as Weave establishing some pressure. Doesn't have boost though. Cheez-It sails way to the right on that aerial attempt. Hydra Dude with the center. One quite there. Madison West is knocking on the doorstep of Slinger here. Can they find the right combination on the lock to open it, though? That is going to be the question. Hydra Dude just hitting it every which way. Unpredictable here. Oh my goodness, that was dangerous positioning. However, Raha does make the play. Zero boosts and all. Looking for a center. Cheez-Its there. Raha's not able to turn fast enough. Didn't have boost to get that rebound shot to go. Hydro Dude, though, trying to force it in there. Drone on Wii. 3 saves this game. Nice challenge. I mean, this is a competitive matchup between 2 middle of the pack teams in Division 1. Oh, my. Madison West getting a little more physical. You know, the mental starts to play a factor as well. You know, these players aren't really used to being in the overtime that much. I mean, you're used to just a 5-minute time window here. Oh, but Cheez-It, he says he's used to it, and he puts it in for the Regent Lions. Clutch goal there. And again, when you're in overtime like that, sometimes you don't know when it's going to last. You got to keep the mental very sharp, and in that instance, Madison West was able to do just that. I mean, getting a little more aggressive than what they showed earlier on shows that they adapted while actually playing in this game. So that's a testament to their cohesion as a team and willing to, you know, communicate to the team that, hey, we need to be a little more aggressive here in order to open more opportunities for us, because Slinger was saving balls left and right. So Madison West with a great play there as they take game number 1. Take that on the scoreboard real quick before we start game number 2. Cooperate with me. Okay. No, we'll just resume for now. Game 2 starts. Hydro Dude shot almost in. Raha with the goal to kick us off for Madison West after that game 1. And he's been clutch down the stretch for Madison West. As far as that game 1 is concerned, all 3 players really a collaborative effort. So we'll have to see Slinger, and we'll see what they do, and Artificer puts it in for the Owls. And this series is heating up pretty fast. We're already in the game 2, and it's looking ultra competitive here. Slinger's looking to tie this series up. And Artificer was the one to score the first goal in game 1, and that gave Slinger some momentum. And fortunately, on the defensive side, they weren't able to shut down Madison West long enough in order to take that game 1. Hydro Dude with the center drone on Wii. Oh, a misread, and Cheez-It is going to take advantage of that. Just great spatial awareness from Cheez-It. Playing with a veteran mindset. He has been the one that's catapulted this streak of momentum for Madison West. Question is, can Slinger recover from this? Thrown on Wii, going up, trying to fit it in that top right corner. Raha with the save. Drone on Wii getting it past one, but Raha, oh, he runs out of boost. It's unfortunate. Could have probably got a second touch on that ball. Set up his team with a better play. See, it's Slinger's turn. Try to get something going. Raha, she's a little bit stacked up in that corner. See if they're able to spread out a little bit more. Double commit. Slinger could capitalize on this. Artificer not able to hit the ball, though. And that's an open net, and that's an open shot for Hydro Dude. And yeah, The double commit from Madison West maybe jolted Slinger out of position a little bit too much, as they did see that mistake from Madison West, but in that case, you just have to play it like you have somebody in the back and you have two people pushing up. Can't have all three members pushing up at one time, because stuff like that happens, and Hydro Dude making them pay for it. The double commit from Slinger, however, Drone on Wii is able to get the ball out of harm's way, at least for the moment. Artificer gonna have a clean line of sight of the ball. Have to get it past Hydro Dude, though. He does so. It's a center. Drone on Wii, a double tap. Wow, puts it in. This doubles it off the wall. Drone on Wii has been wanting to score a goal for such a long time. You can see the drive and the passion in this player for Slinger, and finally puts it in. And off the kickoff, almost puts another one in. So now Slinger making this a one-goal game. Drone on Wii probably wish he had at least 10 or 15 boosts there to try and turn and make a play on the ball. With 0 boosts, you can only do so much. He fakes out one. Rotates back. Artificer comes up. That'll be a save. Hydro Dude gets decked. Cheese It trying to put one in himself, but Artificer's there for the save. Drone on Wii just twirling this ball up, playing time here, trying to set it up as best as he can for his teammates. Raha and Hydro Dude accidentally collide. And all three members kind of bunched up in the defensive front for Madison West. That's not what you want in this situation. You have a lead 3-2. Just cannot have those mistakes happen. Drone on Wii centers it. Artificer's there, knocks it through. And the Owls tie it up at 3. And again, we're just seeing mistakes from Madison West. Looked like all three members were clumped up at one point. So you gotta imagine that the adjustment... Oh my goodness, that was almost an unintentional own goal from Cheese It. Way to be alert and know where that ball is. Just let it sail through as best as you can away from the net. For Madison West, you just gotta relax, check your pulse, everything is fine. Just don't let Slinger play the way that they want to play. Cheese It trying to juke out Drone on Wii, but that is going to be a hard thing to do. Ball goes under Raha. You have to get back to his half. Drone on Wii. Trying to hit it off the ceiling. Could we, or excuse me, the wall, could we see another overtime in this series? Between two teams trying to bolster their playoff chances in Division 1, and we are back-to-back overtimes in this series. And this one's going to end pretty quick. 4 seconds. Drone on Wii off the kickoff is going to put it in for the Owls. Just a great touch. Raha hit it with the side of his car, didn't get all of it. And unfortunately for Madison West, they're going to fall in Game 2 to Slinger, as the series is now tied 1-1. And this has been a really entertaining series between two teams that aren't going to get talked about that much in Division 1 as far as top teams. So the fact that we're able to showcase their talents has been great so far on the stream. I mean, the respective captains for each team, Drone on Wii and Hydro Dude, have been playing lights out for their teams. It's just, you know, the cohesion is going to come into play at the end of the day, and Slinger was able to find a way to get the job done. I mean, some clutch shots from Artificer, who's really been the MVP of the team so far. And it's not a knock on Drone on Wii or Robo Kingdom as well. It's just Artificer is there when needed the most. I mean, he started Slinger off pretty great. And Drone on Wii is really coming to his own. And if you're Madison West, you got to figure out what you can do on the defensive side to sort of stop Slinger here. Because I feel if they get momentum, Slinger is not going to let it go that easily. And we'll see what happens in game number 3. A lot of the times these game 3s decide best of 5s. And between two teams that have been playing their hearts out, tying the game twice, respectively, forcing overtimes, we shall see who takes the momentum. Are we going to rotate back a little bit out of position? And about a 3-card pile up in that back corner and near Slinger's net. However, that's going to get resolved quickly. Cheese it with the demo on the Drone on Wii. And that's some more militant play from Madison West, getting those demos and being physical like they were to end game 1, where they needed that 1 goal in overtime. And I think that really changes the complexion of the series, because if they don't get that overtime goal, Slinger would probably eventually get it in there. Artificer with the save. But as they always say, hindsight is 20/20. We just needs to create some more spacing for Slinger here. They're being limited to their own half to start this game 3. Ball streaking towards Madison West's net. However, Cheez-It's there to clear it. Or anything can happen. However, that still is a center. Drone on Wii trying to go for that. Collides with Hydro Dude. Couple of grand champions going at one another here. Hydro Dude with the demo. Onto Artificer, gets Slinger a little bit out of position, and in these situations, you gotta capitalize for Madison West. A couple players going ahead of the ball. However, Hydro Dude's able to get back there in time for the save. Cheese it with the demo on the Artificer. Drone on Wii, trying to force it in. However, Hydro Dude, the steel curtain, but Artificer again, just rebounding these goals for Slinger, and that's been the X factor. Whenever the initial player possessing the ball cannot get it through, Artificer is there for the rebound. Just a quick turnaround there to get the goal in for Slinger. Hydro Dude immediately following the kickoff, centering that one. Cheez-It not able to keep the ball into Slinger's half. Pressure's on Raha, who makes the clear. Passing it over to Cheez-It. Drone on Wii, threatening again. Artificer, though, going to lead the charge this time. Trying to catch Madison West off guard. Take advantage of some of the miscues they've seen earlier on. A double commit for the save. Hydro Dude had an opening. Oh, no, the teammate gets bumped. Raha now on 0 boost, trying to center this. He actually does center it. Oh, Cheez-It not able to make it there in time. And that's just miraculous in and of itself. Centering it off 0 boost is harder than you think in most situations in this game, especially when you don't have proper spacing in order to do such. She's popping that one up. Raha's in position. That one Dale's a little wide. Hydro Dude trying to make the play. Drone on Wii with the interception. And all Slinger needs to do at this point is play time. Maybe try to get one more goal in there to solidify your lead, but you don't need to get too greedy on the goals here. Just take them when they come, and Robo Kingdom does just that. Off the challenge between Artificer and Hydro Dude, Robo Kingdom, right place, right time. Actually gets a challenge of his own to get the goal in there. And 2-0 for Slinger in this game 3. Hydro trying to cut the deficit late here. However, it's just not going to go through. Now it's a race to get back to the Regent Lions half here. Luckily, the team in charge gets back in time. Drone on We, though, with the center. Jeez, it trying to pass it out to one of his teammates. However, Raha was not in position. Hydro challenging Drone on We. Actually, we've been paying attention to. Oh my goodness. Drone on We pulling out some fancy moves with the ball. An effort to make sure the Regent Lions don't do anything crazy within the last few seconds of game 3. Demo from Raha. We've barely seen any demos in this game from both of the teams. And what's really been the story of the game 3, the cohesion of Slinger. And Slinger will take the lead in the series. 1. And if Slinger is able to win game 4, they win the series 3-1. So at this point, Madison West will have to force a game 5 to stay in this one. And they played well in game 2. Unfortunately, they lost that overtime goal with, you know, just being 4 seconds into that period. And Drone on We got a great challenge off the kickoff. And ever since then, Madison West has not been able to rekindle the momentum they got in overtime for game 1. So at this point, I'm going to try to get a little more physical here. Just don't abandon your identity that you want to set to your opponent, because if you do that, it's not going to be a fun time. Always want to be consistent with your identity, and Cheez-It has the right mindset to reestablish the physicality of Madison West. However, the rest of the team not on the same page. And Madison West at this point is going to have to be unpredictable. Drone on Wee's shots. Thought that might have had a chance to go in. However, though, it sailed high. Hitting off of the backboard. Drone on Wee. That one almost in. It took pretty much everybody on Madison West to save that one. Madison West knows this is pretty much do or die time in this game. Drone on Wee gets it past 1. Gets it past 2. An absolutely filthy combination of jukes. My goodness, Drone on Wee. Showing what he can do on 4 wheels. Well, 3:45 to go in this one. Artificer trying to put another one in there. Drone on Wee's turn. Oh, it hits the post. Artificer, though, a rebound shot. That's going to be saved. Madison West forcefully pushing Drone on Wee out of their half. See what Robo Kingdom's able to do here. That's a center. Cheez-It with his best Mater impression. Gonna backflip that one. Raha with the center. Just a bit high for Hydro Dude. But Cheez-It, though, with the rebound, places it in for for Madison West. What a great read from Cheez-It. You know, we talk about that game 1 overtime winning goal, and Cheez-It was the main reason why that was able to happen. You know, the teammates setting up the bumps and whatnot, and Cheez-It able to find the open lane We're tied at 1. Madison West needs to win game 4 in order to extend this to a game 5 scenario for them. Or else if Slinger wins game 4, they will win the series, advance to 7-3 on the season. Artificer trying to read that one. Didn't get the cleanest touch on it. Artificer trying to get it past Cheese It. Not able to do so. It's a center. For anybody's in position for the Regent Lions, Artificer with another huge clear for the Owls. Combination of Hydro Dude and Raha. Not enough to get the lead in the game here. WIHSEA, oh my goodness, gets it past. I believe that was Hydro Dude. And Slinger regaining the lead. Now Hydro Dude just misinterpreting where the ball is going to go. And, you know, when you have freestyle-esque players like WIHSEA on the other side, you know, it's kind of unpredictable to see where they're going to go with the ball, because sometimes they go up with the ball, sometimes they start with going down. So in that instance, it's just the pure experience of WIHSEA with freestyle-like abilities coming in clutch for Slinger there. An Artificer on an open net, that's an easy one. Nobody back there for Madison West. I believe one of the players got demoed off, and there's 1:28 to go for Madison West. They need 2 goals here to extend the series. They have come back from deficits, a la that game 1 that we saw earlier on in the series. Hydro Dude, oh my goodness, it's so close for the Regent Lions, but yet so far away. Slinger playing some great defense until Hydro Dude comes out of nowhere. Great pass from Cheese It, and it fooled pretty much all of Slinger here. And Madison West has 1:04 to tie this one at 3. Will they be able to do it? That is going to be the question. Cannot afford to be stalled out on defense at this point. Artificer, a great challenge. Raha with the center. WIHSEA. That one's going to drop down. What a effort from Hydro Dude. Artificer shot, though. Looking to go in. Hydro Dude making the play again. Artificer, a nice touch. Cheese It over the middle. Nearly in. Just wide. Hydro Dude, though, missing the touch. Raha boots it up. And that's a clear by Artificer. Oh, that could have been the killing blow for the Regent Lions here. They had the opportunity. They had 2 people in the vicinity. Hydro Dude to Raha over the middle of the field. The ball's still up. Cheese It desperately trying to play this one. All Slinger has to do is make this ball touch the ground. Robo Kingdom, a huge demo. Oh, and Raha's going to spawn behind Cheese It, and Slinger is going to win the series 3-1. And hats off to both teams for a great performance overall. Slinger playing the cleaner Rocket League in the series, and that is what propelled them to this win. They advanced to 7-3 unofficially. I know in Leaguespot it says they are 7-3. That might be a visual bug. However, we'll just call them unofficially 8-3 for the time being. Should be 4-5 on the side of Madison West. And they will look to play their second game as well as their New Richmond game later today. I'm sure we'll have updates on these standings later on. But with this matchup ending, we will go to a quick break before we get Barron versus Little Wolf on stream, so stay tuned. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have returned. Before we get into our next matchup of the doubleheader, we will go over the pregame notes. So we have Barron taking on Little Wolf, two Division 3 teams. We haven't covered Division 3 in a long while. However, we do have coverage on them this week. So for the Barron Golden Gamers, they are in Division 3. Starting lineup consists of Little Trenu, their captain, who is a champion 2, Diamond Creeper, who's a Diamond 1, and Fire Dragon, who's a Platinum 3, who will be substituting for one of the players on Barron who have a away basketball game today. Barron has been in WIHSEA for 4 years. They have been in WIHSEA Rocket League now for 2 years. In winter 2023, the Golden Gamers achieved a 6-2 overall record, finishing first in their respective Division 4 conference. And in that season, they went on an unprecedented run. They earned the number 1 seed. They had a first round bye. They beat Bonduel. And here's where things get crazy. At State, at UW River Falls, I mean, I remember commentating both of these matchups. Their win versus Walden was shocking, to say the least. 3-0 as well. Walden was not able to get anything going on their side. And Barron proving all the doubters wrong, doing what they do best. And in the Division 5 grand final, Division 4 grand final, they came so close to defeating Wisconsin Connections Academy 4-3. That might be one of the best WIHSEA matches I've ever casted to this date. I mean, there was just so much hype for Barron. I mean, we didn't know that they were going to be that great, and they ended up being phenomenal, and they fell just short of WCA. So they finished runner-up in winter 2024. They had a third place finish after beating Williams Bay in a third place game. However, in their playoff run last season, they ran into Little Wolf in the quarterfinal, beat them 3-0. So today, Barron is looking to get another win against Little Wolf, and Little Wolf is looking for a little bit of revenge. So in winter 2025 so far, the Golden Gamers are 9-1, 27-4 game record. In week 1, they had wins against Horicon and St. Lawrence. In week 2, wins against Stanley Boyd and Random Lake. Week 3, wins against Bonduel and Wrightstown. Week 4, a loss to Deerfield 3-0, and there were some close sets there. I believe the sets were 2-1, 4-3, and 1-0, so they did not get blown out by Deerfield. I know it does say 3-0, however, it was a very competitive matchup. And match 2, they still have to play their game against Valders, the reigning D3 champ. Week 5, a win versus Gillette and a win versus Phillips, who was also in that 9-win category. Moving on to Little Wolf. Starting lineup consists of Sheeb, their captain, a Diamond 1, Yoint, a Diamond 2, and Solar Pops, a Gold 2. Winter 2023 season statistics. Regular season 3-5 overall in their inaugural season. They earned the 5 seed, and they did get a first-round playoff win. However, they did lose to Deerfield, who would go on to win the Division 5 championship that season. Winter 24, mentioned earlier that Barron ran into Little Wolf in the quarterfinals last season, and they did defeat them. So Little Wolf suffering from that 3-0 loss, and they have been consistent in playoffs, and they have improved their regular season record, but Little Wolf would like to get a little further in the playoffs this year, so a good starting point would be gaining a tremendous amount of confidence in the regular season before they make that playoff push. So in winter 2025, 9-1 overall record, 27-5 game record, so have lost one more game than their opponent today, Barron. Wins coming against Waiuega Fremont, Watoma, Anthony Acres, Gibraltar, Winnebago Lutheran, Horicon, Stanley Boyd. They had a loss to St. Lawrence 3-0 in week 4, which is a shocking upset. However, St. Lawrence is one of those middle of the pack teams in Division 3, so this goes to show, I guess, how competitive St. Lawrence is. Week 5, wins against Random Lake and a Bonduel forfeit. Little Wolf's WIHSEA accolade. Last spring in Division 3 Valorant playoffs, they made it all the way to the grand final against the Hmong Peace Academy. Shout out to Coach Robert over at Carthage Esports, coaching that team to their first ever Valorant championship in WIHSEA. And Little Wolf placed second, so that is a great accomplishment for a younger school in the WIHSEA scene. And with those notes out of the way, we will be ready to get into our final match of today's doubleheader. And this is a pretty big one as far as Division 3 is concerned. So we'll take a look at the standings for Division 3 as we wait. Pacelli currently in first place, 10-0, followed by Williams Bay, who's 10-1, Brookfield Academy, who is 10-1 as well. Deerfield is 9-1, Little Wolf 9-1, Barron 9-1, Phillips 9-2. So 4 teams, tied for fourth place in Division 3. So yeah, there's been some tightness in these divisions with these doubleheader matches, and the head-to-head tiebreakers are going to definitely come into play for some of these scenarios for the top 16 teams for each division making the playoffs. You got teams like Valders who are fighting their way to keep pace in the playoffs. And just got word from Barron's coach that the 2 freshman alternates for them, Fire Dragon and Pizza Roll, will be playing in this one. Diamond Creeper will not be playing, and also Barron is having a little bit of technical issues, so see if they can get those ironed out. And, if you're just tuning into the stream, this is the Winter 2025 WIHSEA Week 6 doubleheader stream. We just had a great matchup between Madison West versus Slinger. Madison West came in as a 4-4 team, taking on a 6-3 Slinger team, and it was a 3-1 final, and the Owls were able to take the victory due to their great cohesion as a team between players such as Jerome Ennui and Artificer, who were able to crack the code of Madison West defense. It was a little shaky later on in the game, but Madison West was able to catch lightning in a bottle in game 1 with an overtime win, and then ever since then, Slinger just found ways to tie the games back up and get an overtime win and, get the momentum in their favor. And we are currently waiting for the Barron Golden Gamers and their opponent Little Wolf to enter the lobby for match number 2. So Little Wolf will be in the lobby momentarily. We are just waiting on Barron to get in the lobby. Looks like all the players for Little Wolf are in the lobby. And a little bit more information on Barron as a WIHSEA team. According to their coach, this is their 4th year as an organization. We've been a member of the WIHSEA for the past 3 years. Over the past 2 years in Rocket League, we made it to state, earning 2nd place in year 1 and 3rd place in year 2. For this season, 2 returning members are there from last year's squad, including Little Chiranu and DB Savage Boys, who we will not see play in this game. They've also added Diamond Creeper, who is being subbed out for their freshman alternate Pizza Roll, and their other freshman alternate that we'll see is Fire Dragon. Barron again, currently 9-1 with 1 loss coming to Deerfield, and in that 5-game series, there is only 3 games played, and the scores for those for each game, game 1 was 2-1 in favor of Deerfield. Game 2, 4-3 in favor of Deerfield, and then game 3 was 1-0 in favor of Deerfield. So some close scores. You know, when you see that 3-0 win in the best of 5, you know, automatically you assume that, oh man, this one team got blown out, but it's not the case here. Barron was able to fight their way in that series. Unfortunately, just could not come away with wins in those close sets, and that's what differentiates certain teams with others. Is, you know, great teams find ways to win always, and you always can't win them all. So that is another little cliche, but we do have Barron in the lobby, and we are ready to go here for game 1 of the series between Barron and Little Wolf. A huge Division 3 match that could, you know, help separate some of these teams that have the 9 wins and paint a clearer picture as to what the rankings will look like for Division 3 going forward. Sheeb with the center early to start us off for Little Wolf. We're not going to get much going there. Are we trying to clear that one? Pizza Roll looking to center that one. We're not able to get the second touch. Sheeb, though, trying to carry it beyond Little Chirenu. You ain't going to be there to make the play there. Pizza Roll passing it back to his teammate. Little Chirenu gets a double touch on the ball. No boosts at all. Going for a center. Fire Dragon's in position, and it's in. But Little Chirenu getting the credit for that one. True with the center. Oh my goodness. You know, that wasn't supposed to happen, but it did look like it was supposed to happen. What a heads up play by both Fire Dragon and Little Chirenu. Fire Dragon knowing where his teammate was and putting that ball in position to score. Bombs with the demo. Sheeb going up in the air. And there's definitely no E on that fuel tank of Sheeb as he puts it in for Little Wolf. He had just enough boost to make that play for his team, and we're tied at 1, 3:55 to go. Two highly ranked teams in Division 3. You knew coming into this one that this one was going to be a close one, even if Barron isn't playing at full strength. Just got to have that next man up mentality, especially if you want to stay within the ranks of Rocket League. And it's just like any other sport like football. You know, when a star player gets injured, you got to make sure you have a backup that's, you know, well-trained, knows the ins and outs of the team, and knows what to do when his name is called. Double touch from Ploms there. Not going to do much. Sheeb, though, trying to create separation. Enough for Yoint to maybe put it in, but no. Aaron looking very strong on the defensive side. That ball's up. Almost in for Fire Dragon. Or at the last possible second, Little Wolf is able to get it off their half. That ball popped up. Sheeb's in position, just waiting for it. Couldn't predict where the ball was going to go. And that gives Barron a little breathing room. A double commit, though. He's going to shake up their defensive strategy, at least for the moment. Plom's going up in the air now, however. Little Chireno quick to react, takes that middle boost. Beats a roll to Truenu. Actually, to Fire Dragon. Cuts it in. To pass over. Plom's had a different idea of going for a demo. Like to see some more communication on both sides here. Little Chirenu centering that one. However, no one in the vicinity. That was meant to be a goal, actually. The ball was not in the proper position. You ain't gonna pop that one up. See if Fire Dragon can juke out a member here of Little Wolf. Yoink stays locked into where the ball was, gets that save. Fire Dragon, though, getting a demo on the Sheeb. It's allowing Barron more time to get back to their half to prevent a goal. That's the center from Sheeb. Trenu gonna stall that one. Let's see what Trenu is able to do here. They're passing it over to Fire Dragon. Just trying to keep it in Little Wolf's half. Make them do maybe a little bit too much on the defensive side. Trying to open something up for the team. Oh my goodness. Wow. Plum's getting 2 demos right there. An absolute battering ram for this Little Wolf team. Could it result in a goal? Not quite yet. And Barron making the clear at the last possible second. Wow. I mean, talk about an opening for Little Wolf. They almost capitalized on it. They just took a little bit too long. Surrender with the demo on the Yoint. However, they're not able to put it in. Chirenu. Oh, it puts it past Sheeb, and it's in for the Golden Gamers. Just when you thought Barron wasn't going to be able to score before regulation ended, Little Chirenu makes you think twice. And Barron just said they don't want overtime. They want to just call this game one and go through the rest of it. I believe we had a player leave pizza roll inside of Barron. Hopefully it's not a disconnect issue. So I have to get that checked out. Okay, so Diamond Creeper will be inserted into the lineup, taking in the place of Pizza Roll. So we will see Barron's junior player in the lineup. As this is a team that's gone under some retooling in recent years. I mean, in the first Rocket League season they had Little Chirenu, they had TikTok Perks, and they had Camouflage on the team, and that team was absolutely amazing. Almost won them a state championship for Rocket League. And ever since then, they've been consistent. They've been building up new players, adding new players, and just making sure the team is right where it needs to be in playoff contention and doing solid in the regular season. Camouflage actually is an assistant coach of Barron. He has been for a couple years. Little Chirenu trying to get a little bit of a solo play going there. Yoink. The heads up save. Let's see how aggressive Little Wolf wants to get here. Oh no, the bounce not falling through for Plums. That's unfortunate. Sometimes you just think you have the right bounce, and, you know, the Rocket League gods just tell you, no, you don't. You put a little too much oomph on the ball. Chirenu with the demo on the Sheeb. However, Little Wolf is in great position. Trying to get something going. However, Diamond Creeper being inserted into the lineup is going to trickle in some unpredictability that Little Wolf is going to have to adjust to on the fly. Fire Dragon trying to fit that one through. However, Little Wolf's able to get the save. That one is going to be popped up. Center position. Sheeb and Yoint both going up for it. Fire Dragon launching that into Ploms. Ploms wins the 50. However, doesn't have any boost. Barron doing a nice job of boost starving Little Wolf here. As Barron is not hitting their shots and Little Wolf is defending them. However, with minimal boost, it's hard to get it off your half and really establish something downfield. However, Yoint breaks through. Not before Diamond Creeper rejects the ball. This is like a seesaw momentum here just to see what team is going to score first in game 2. Treader with the shot attempt. Fire Dragon. Oh, wow. Finds the angle up in the air. Ploms and Yoint clumped up. Reaching the clearance section of the goalpost there as they were trying to save that one, but Fire Dragon putting it where the Little Wolf defenders just can't reach it. Trying to hide the cookie jar from them, if you will. Fire Dragon almost sneaking that one through. Little Wolf is clumped up on the defensive side. Barron needs to take advantage, and they do. Little Truenu. Truenu making the play for his team, the captain of the Golden Gamers. Truenu off the kickoff, putting another one in. Wow. And this is where Barron excels the most. When little Truenu cooks, the team cooks. I mean, this guy is just phenomenal. And we'll see how Little Wolf responds to this. I mean, a 3-0 lead for Barron. Oh, it is going to be a 4-0 lead. I thought I spoke too soon, but a 4-0 lead for Barron, and Little Wolf just all kinds of discombobulated in the back line. And in a situation like this, when it's a minute and a half to go, you're down 4, you just want to try to stay positive. You want to keep the morale upbeat. You want to try to take a couple goals and establish momentum for the next game. I mean, it is doable to get 4 in 1 minute. However, it's harder to do that than most people think. I mean, you gotta have a little bit of luck with the defense on the opposing side. However, Little Wolf is not able to do anything. Little Truenu is going to get a hat trick for this one. And just running all over the field figuratively. It's like he's racing in the Indy 500, going all around the field, generating offense for his team. And if Barron ever needed breathing room in the series, they got it. However, Yoint prevents a shutout. Little Wolf now on the board. A pass from Ploms to Yoint. That'll be 1 goal for Little Wolf. Again, just build off something as little as that, you know, catching Barron off guard. Obviously, they have a big lead, don't get me wrong, but, you know, just catching Barron sleeping, being overzealous with the lead. I mean, that could come to play an important role as we get into the series. Say if, you know, game 3 is a tight 2-1 contest towards the end, and Little Wolf is able to find a goal to tie it up and such like that. So if you're Little Wolf, just take this one and make lemonade with the lemons that you were given in this one. As Diamond Creeper putting a 6th one in for the Golden Gamers. And this almost feels like a statement game for Barron. As they barely lost to Deerfield, they want people to know they are still one of the top contending teams in Division 3. Alongside the likes of Deerfield and Pacelli. So 2-0 series lead for the Golden Gamers. And we haven't seen much offense from Little Wolf, and that is because they're constantly limited to their own half. I mean, they have to worry about saving it all the time, and going against a player like Little Chirenu, he's not going to make it any easier for you. Mom's trying to generate some sort of offense for Little Wolf. Yoink gets the demo. Sheep trying to relay some forceful contact, however, not going to be enough to generate offense. Yoink going to be there for the save. Ploms. And Sheep combining, is that in? It is! Wow, what a combination over the middle of the field. Oh, it was actually a challenge off one of the members of Barron. Sheep. What a play. And just when Little Wolf needed a spark of momentum, they have it in a goal lead here. Sheep off the kickoff. Trying to put it on through, however, Diamond Creeper there to make the play. And Little Wolf knows, I mean, with the 0-2 standing in the series so far, they know that this one has to be the one that keeps them alive in the series. Yoink, oh my goodness, reads his own shot off the backboard. Talk about a solo play. Little Chirenu not in the vicinity to make that save. It was up to Diamond Creeper and Fire Dragon to make the play, and unfortunately, they misread the touch. They were not expecting Yoink to read his own follow there. Oh! Diamond Creeper getting a little shifty. However, his shot is going to be saved by Ploms. Chirenu with the pass over the middle. It'll be a clear. See what Diamond Creeper can do. Try to rekindle their same momentum that they had in game 2. However, Sheeb gets the save. Sheeb doing a nice job of keeping it on the Golden Gamers half here. That's all Little Wolf really needs to do here is manage the time of possession and not let Barron get away with easy goals. As we've seen, the biggest mistake you can make is letting that net be wide open. Always got to have one person back there rotationally at all times. That's the ideal setup you want, but sometimes extenuating circumstances happens. You know, maybe one member of the team gets demoed, something like that. But if you're Little Wolf, you don't want to get too overzealous with this lead. Yoint driving that one towards Barron's half. It's popped up. Plums getting the challenge. Sheeb little stop and go. Cannot hit the ball. Oh, it actually faked out multiple defenders for Barron. Oh no, Yoint shot almost in, just barely doinking off of that crossbar. Or excuse me, the side post. Oh, it's a Rule 1. Our first Rule 1 of the season. Plums and Lil Chirenu. Whoever said there was going to be a Rule 1 in this stream, you are a winner. As the Rule 1 was broken up. See what Yoint's able to do. Can he drop it in? No. Chireno with the save. And Yoint, another solo play possibly? No, he's not able to do it. However, that shoes clock, and it makes Barron a little more alert on defense when they really need to focus on the offense here. There's 30 seconds to go. Hard to really get anything going up to this point. Let's see Fire Dragon go for a center. Chirenu in position. However, all three members of Little Wolf there to make sure the ball is cleared. Ball eventually going to touch the ground. And it will. Little Wolf will take game 3. And at this point, if you're Little Wolf, you have to ride this momentum. I mean, they pretty much shut down Barron. And, you know, it's all from just adapting your mental state and figuring out what to do as a team, figure out what you need to do early on kickoffs to execute goals, and just playing great defense and, you know, letting the other teams make the mistake and not yourself. However, each game of Rocket League is unique in its own way, but we shall see how this series closes out here. See if Little Wolf can force a game 5, or will Barron pop up like the Undertaker from a casket and steal this series away. Yoint shot. Oh, it's almost in. Plums. Oh, no. Plums had the rebound. Just missed it, and Sheeb could not handle the ball. Close call for Little Wolf. See if they can get it back. Diamond Creeper. Showing a little bit of physicality. Oh my. I believe that was Diamond Creeper that sailed all the way across the field. Little Chirenu beats Yoint at the right time. Gets a save. 3:55 to go. Sheeb gets it past one, just has one in his crosshairs, and Sheeb gets the goal. Fire Dragon, the last hope for for the Golden Gamers. However, Sheeb able to juke him out well enough to put the goal in. See how Barron responds here, as the Wolf did not let Barron do much in that game 3. Yoint shot almost in. Maybe looking to go for a possible double here. It's not going to hit it. Little Wolf will look to regain control of the ball, and Barron now looking clumped up on defense as well. Something they're going to have to adjust on the fly here. Ball going to gingerly bounce, but Sheeb is able to read it. Ploms to Sheeb. The third man going up for Little Wolf, however. Not able to knock it down. A little over 2 to go in this game 4. A little bit of a slow development to see if Barron is going to try to score here. Fire Dragon over the middle of the field. Yoint heads up save. However, Fire Dragon does regain control. Yoint with the save. Now he'll take possession of the ball. Trying to get it past both Tyranno and Diamond Creeper. He does, and Sheeb takes advantage. And when we all thought Barron had unlimited momentum, it's looking like Little Wolf is just capitalizing on their opponent's mistakes. Barron caught off guard in these last 2 games by Little Wolf. You can tell that they're working together as a team to strategize and figure out what they need to change on the fly here. Diamond Creeper shot almost in. Tyranno, though, on the rebound, he misses as well. 2 attempts to score in one instance for Barron. They're not able to knock it through. Barron has to play defense again. Oh, that's wide open. However, they get back just in time to prevent a 3rd goal from going in. But Little Wolf is putting on a great performance. I mean, this is adjustments made for sure as Sheeb gets a 3rd goal on the board for his team, and he owns all 3 of them. You look up the word adjustment in the Oxford Dictionary, you'll see a picture of Little Wolf right here because they have completely flipped the script. Could Little Wolf be going for a 4th one? They can't get it in quite yet. We're down to about 10 seconds to go here, and we're gonna go to a game 5 and a series that looked like Barron might have had it under wraps in possibly 3 or 4 games, but you know, Little Wolf just staying in it, controlling the game in their own way, and they have tied it up 2-2. And we shall see how this one plays out, because we've seen the best of Little Wolf. We've seen the best of Barron. It's going to be a matter of seeing which team falters first and which team capitalizes on the other's mistakes, because that's been the real theme of this series, is just capitalizing on your opponent's mistakes. However, you can't always expect that to happen. You're going to have to generate some independence from that facet of the game and make plays your way. Little Tireno trying to do that for Barron to open us up here in game 5. Fire Dragon. Trying to hit the ball, but it streaks above the backboard. Was popped up. And Yoint's in position. What a powerful save from Little Tireno. Looked like he was going 100 miles an hour there to make that save. And this is the spacing that Barron wants here with their passing plays. They want to make sure they get isolated looks across the field. That is what they're best at. And they're just making sure Little Tireno can do his thing. And on the side of Little Wolf, they have done pretty much everything they need to do defensively to stop Barron. And they've done well enough offensively to really just receive a payout for their efforts in adjusting. However, Diamond Creeper finds the opening and puts it in for Barron. So after going quiet for a long while, Barron has a lead 1-0. Roughly 3.5 to go in this game 5. See what Diamond Creeper can do. You gotta imagine Little Wolf is not gonna change their identity. They're gonna try to be as aggressive as possible, try to shut down Barron. They've worked so hard to get to this point. Oh my goodness, a passing play over the middle of the field between Little Tireno and Fire Dragon. Just a textbook look, and that's what happens when you let the Golden Gamers off their leashes. Little Wolf trapped him in a doghouse for the last couple games. Over Barron breaking free. Oh my goodness, what a drive from Plums in the air. Just making a statement to Barron saying that we're not going to go down without a fight. We worked so hard to get to this point. We're not going to give it up easily. That's exactly the kind of statement that Little Wolf needs to make here. A win against Barron would be huge for them. Tireno with the save. As we've got this week and then next week, and then it's the end of the regular season, and we're on to the playoffs starting February 18th. So these last batch of games for all teams in Divisions 1 through 3 are going to be crucial in terms of finding out who is going to make the playoffs. And there's definitely going to be some close calls when looking through the head-to-head rulebook. But the fun part is, ladies and gentlemen, we get to watch it all play out in front of our eyes. Either through the Match of the Week streams or by looking at the WIHSEA Leaguespot standings. Joint with the save. Oh, Diamond Creeper almost putting it in. Little Tireno, though, on the rebound attempt. Ensures Barron gets the goal. And Barron this game is just hitting the ball unpredictably, where Little Wolf can't read it. And that was the big weakness of Little Wolf earlier on in the series, is they were not able to adapt to what Barron was throwing at them. Granted, there was a substitution change, and that definitely threw a wrench in the plans for sure. But let's see if Little Wolf can bring this one back one more time for themselves. Joint bumps off a couple members of Barron. However, that doesn't do much of anything. Joint saves Tireno's shot. Gives Little Wolf some breathing room. And Little Wolf a little scrambled on the offensive game plan here, and when you're down 2 with a minute to go, that's not the place you want to be in. Shredder with the center fire dragon in the vicinity. Bombs a great clear. And now it's Barron's turn to really play time of possession. It's a double commit from Little Wolf. Getting hyper aggressive to try and score some goals here. They do have an opening. They put it in. That looked pretty messy there, but Sheeb able to put it in. Joint and Plums hitting it, and Sheeb right there to read it. Right place, right time. 34 seconds to go here. Little Wolf 1 goal away from tying this game. Can they get the job done? Oh my goodness. Shredder with the save. There's 20 seconds to go. Little Wolf probably has one more good push left in them here. Demo from Shredder. That's the center. All 3 members of Little Wolf clumped up. This is exactly what Barron wants. Little Wolf just has to break the seal here. Can they get it off the wall? They won't be able to. Diamond Creeper and clutch demo to seal it for the Golden Gamers, and that's how it ends. What a resourceful play from Diamond Creeper. Wow. And that will be a series win for Barron. They'll advance to 10-1 on the season. Little Wolf will drop to 9-2 on the season. But that was a great series. It was, a little bit slower paced, but it was much more methodical than we're used to seeing. I mean, Barron started off the series hot, then it was Little Wolf threatening to come back for a reverse sweep, and at the very end when it mattered most, Barron came up clutch. And a player like Diamond Creeper, very resourceful and has great situational awareness, making that demo at the end where his team needed it the most, because if that demo doesn't happen, Little Wolf could get it off the wall, pinch it, goes up in the air, and the rest we would not know exactly what would happen, but Little Wolf would have had a decent shot and making it a tie game. However, that is not the case for Little Wolf. Barron taking it 3-2, and that matchup ending. We'll look at the Leaguespot standings. So I will put the advertisements up for right now, as I will get the tabs ready to look at the WIHSEA Leaguespot standings on the conclusion of week number 6. Season has definitely flown by pretty fast, as it always does. Some great Rocket League action definitely showcased for our audience today. All right. There we go. So, as always, if you want to view these standings for yourself, go to WIHSEA.leaguespot.gg, where you can see all of these statistics for Rocket League, Mario Kart, community tournaments, anything that is popping up for WIHSEA during their current seasons. You can see it all. So, we'll go over Division 1 first. So, the first batch of matches for Week 6. Case gets a win over Appleton North. Mukwonago back in the win column themselves. Stevens Point getting a forfeit win. Sheboygan South getting a win against Horlick. A reschedule requested for West De Pere versus Eau Claire North. Richmond getting a forfeit win. WIHSEA West a 3-0 win. Same with Waukesha South. RVA 3-0 against Southwest. Chippewa Falls 3-0 against Appleton East. Slinger, our first matchup, they were able to take down Madison West 3-1. And Elkhorn finishing us off with a 3-0 against Hartford Union. We'll go over to the second batch of matches. Case Walden winning 3-1 over Mukwonago. So Mukwonago actually getting a game off of Case Walden. That's impressive. Appleton North getting a forfeit win over Wausau West. Sheboygan South getting a 3-1 win over New Richmond. Brookfield Central getting a win over Green Bay Southwest. Appleton East getting a win over Waukesha South. RVA takes down Madison West 3-0, and Chippewa Falls wins 3-1 over Hartford Union. Elkhorn gets a win over Slinger. Stevens Point, Eau Claire North yet to be played. Here are the updated standings for Division 1. Case Walden on top, 12-0. Followed by RVA, who is 11-1 in second place. Elkhorn, Waukesha West both tied for third place, 10-1. Chippewa Falls, 10-2. And we got New Richmond, Hartford Union, Sheboygan South, Slinger all tied for sixth place with 8 wins. We got Appleton East, Mukwonago 6-6, Wausau West 5-7, Madison West 4-6 on the season. Go over to Division 2. See what kind of results we have here. East Troy, MSL, Port Washington, Waterford, Wilmot, Grafton, Wisconsin Lutheran getting victories, and Whitefish Bay and Martin Luther was rescheduled to next week. Was intended to be the match of the week for week 6. However, with that reschedule, was not going to be able to make it on the stream. Fox Valley Lutheran getting a win over Jefferson St. Croix on a bye. We'll go over to round 12 here for Division 2. Whitefish Bay getting a forfeit win. Martin Luther a 3-0. Fort Washington another 3-0. Same with MSL. Same with Wilmot. West Salem a forfeit win. Freedom forfeit win. Grafton goes 2-0 on the week. They get a victory over Wisconsin Lutheran. Fox Valley getting a forfeit win against Ripon. St. Croix wins their only game of week 6. Jefferson on a bye. Updated standings for Division 2. Fox Valley Lutheran 11-1. Technically tied for first with St. Croix, but I think up to this point, since they have more wins, I do believe they would have that tiebreaker. Plus, they did beat St. Croix. Port Washington 10-2. Martin Luther 9-0. Whitefish Bay 9-1. Grafton 9-1. Wilmot 9-3. Wisconsin Lutheran 7-4. MSL 6-5. Ashland 6-6. Lloyd Turner 5-6. So that's all for Division 2. We go on to Division 3. And we'll see what are the ramifications of week 6. So Deerfield gets a win. Phillips as well. Winnipeg Lutheran 3-1 against Anthony Akers. Alders a forfeit win against bleeded team that's already been in the system for a while. Watoma a forfeit win, and our game Barron versus Little Wolf 3-2. A great series between two of the higher ranked teams in this division. Irega Fremont and St. Lawrence yet to be played. Brookfield Academy getting their win against Wrightstown. Stanley Boyd winning against Thorpe, and Williams Bay getting a forfeit win. Pacelli winning 3-0 over Random Lake. And we'll look at, did that out of order. Apologies. So Deerfield goes 2-0 on the week. Valders, Barron, Watoma, WIHSEA gets 1. St. Lawrence, a 3-0. Pacelli goes 2-0. Brookfield Academy goes 2-0. Little Wolf goes 1-1. Williams Bay goes 2-0. And look at the division rankings for Div 3. We have Pacelli solely up on top with a 12-0 record, followed by Deerfield and Williams Bay, who are both 11-1. Brookfield Academy in that category as well for 11-1. Barron 10-1. Little Wolf 10-2. Phillips 10-3. Valders 7-4. St. Lawrence 6-5. Watoma 6-6. So yeah, definitely a lot of a lot of tiebreakers are gonna come into play with who is gonna make the playoffs, because most of these records are going to be very, very close. So we shall see what happens. As this was the second to last week, the last week of the regular season will be next week, and it'll mark my 3rd year anniversary of joining WIHSEA. During my full-time stretch right before the spring 2022 season, as we did that winter warm-up tournament on February 11th, 2022, and that was a blast to commentate. Although I didn't have the right streaming equipment, it was still a blast, and I had a fun time with that. But yeah, it'll mark 3 years next week, so absolutely tremendous accomplishment for me personally. I always love to cast WIHSEA ever since I started, and it's really been my first exposure to broadcasting and coming up with journalistic storytelling with some of these matchups. So it's definitely been a benefit for me in my career going forward. So that's going to be one to celebrate for sure. But with all that out of the way, that's pretty much all I have for today's stream. So thank you all for tuning in, and we will see you next week for Varsity Week 7 action. Have a good night.